So you're Nick.
I'm Nick. You're
And
Dan.
I'm Dan.
Together we are the
Unpanderers.
That's us, folks.
Yep.
Unpanderers.
Mhm.
Plural.
Definitely are plural.
There's more than one of us, so we are plural.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't pander. And that's the sound of adulthood.
Just breaking into it now, huh? Took a while.
I feel over 21 suddenly. Which, by the way, all our viewers, we should have it known, not safe for work. 18 and older.
Parental discretion is advised.
All the opinions, the other things, the things we condone, the things
Notions.
we say, all the notions, all our
Winks.
notions,
All those eye
our
winks.
our sexual
Innuendos.
innuendos, they all don't represent ourselves, the opinions of our employers, our family members, our neighbors, our male men and women,
Yep.
or anyone else for that matter.
All those
It's all
people.
strictly a coincidence.
Yep. Doesn't reflect anything that we mean.
Now, would you like to say what we do here?
Yeah, I think we're old friends catching up over a podcast.
Feels
Vidcast.
warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a friendly discourse.
We're catching up so hard here, folks.
Yeah.
So hard.
And we like to nail the topics one at a time until we're all done, and then we get to our main topic. And then we
will
just...
pound off on all this information until we just burst all over your screen with more information. Burst.
Ooh, it's refreshing. It's refreshing.
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
We always like to start every episode with a little something we call smirk or smile.
Yeah.
Did you have any smirks?
I most certainly
Or
did.
smiles?
I had both, actually. In the same day.
Same.
Yeah.
Sounds so happy. I almost got... Were you shoving it in my face?
Oh,
It was a
spine-tingling happiness.
Uh,
So today was a pretty nice day. And I drove to work. You know, I parked pretty far away from work because it's set up like a college campus. And it's like, I'm like maybe 2 parking lots away. So I have a ways to go, and I really got to pee. So I'm thinking, do I go in the bushes? It's work.
double door? You open the back door and the front door? You ever do that? It's a good move.
The back door? You pee out the back door?
If you're parked really close to the car next to you, you open your back door and you open your front door, and you just pee between them. It's a tailgate move.
Oh.
Ever try that?
So it's like
I mean,
it's like a
you have to-
stall. You put
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
and you're peeing. Okay.
You're peeing right on the ground, facing your vehicle. You know what I mean? So your vehicle's kind of
So
your
it looks like
blockade.
you're fiddling with something in the car. That's a good move.
Well, it's like you're giving your seat the old heave ho. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, this guy's opening his door. He's giving his car the business. Let's not bother him. You think he's public urinating? We can arrest him. No, I'm definitely giving his car the business. Let him have at it. Just let him go till he's finished.
So I did not do that.
Okay.
So I walk up. I go to the building, second floor. I put my stuff down, and then I go to the bathroom. But the bathroom, like the door says it's out of order. I'm like, huh. So I go upstairs. I do my business. I'm sitting there, and I notice, you know, those little flossers for your teeth.
Yeah, the triangle ones, the ones you find all over the ground nowadays, like the disposable flossers. What about?
There was a stack of them in the door jamb, like right where the door meets the wall.
Uh-huh.
It had like a little holder, and they were just stacked up nice and neat. And I was just like, huh, who would put those there, and also who would use them?
Free, take one. Free, take 2.
I could
take 3.
Yeah, I could imagine that like some guy prepared his week, and he puts 5 of them in there, one a day.
Well, are you sure that they weren't like somehow helping the jam somehow, like keeping it from slamming or clicking or something?
I don't.
There has to be another.
I have no idea.
Only because I can't see someone future storing their disposable dental sticks for future reference on the floor like that. That could be wrong.
They're so precisely and neatly stacked. I was just like, "There's no way."
Like the Fallout thing.
Someone's really thinking. Yeah.
And all those pencils stacked up in the middle of the room.
You take one out, and then it unlocks a secret door, and you're just like, "Wait a second! I've been looking at these for 8 years, and finally, I finally pulled."
I like
one.
how you look at them for 8 years and never touched it, or never. Would you?
No, I'm just forecasting.
Oh, okay.
The time I the next job I have, which will take another 8 years.
Nice. Nice. Now, was that a smirk or a smile?
That was the smirk because I was like, man, maybe if I flossed right now, like, how many poop particles would be in my mouth? The smile came a little later when there's this nice breeze and like the college campus, the setup for the place I work. It's nice. It has like these fountains and like water and like deer like walking around and ducks. It has like random crap like everywhere, and I'm just like,
real deer?
Real deer. There's like families. I don't know what you call a group of deer.
Pod, I believe.
Pod of beer.
A murder of deer, I believe. It's actually a murder of deer. Yeah. Look it up, people at home. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah. Well, this is a new location for me, and I have not been on the campus, so this is like my first week. So I actually sat down, and like all this wildlife was like chirping away. I'm sitting on the water, and like a nice cool breeze came up, and I was like, damn, these people got it right. And I felt a nice, calm, serene feeling just bubble up inside me.
I feel like in 12 weeks, you'll flip off a deer. Like, literally, give a deer the finger.
Goddamn deer, and I'll punch it.
You might literally punch a deer. And someone will be like, don't you love nature? And you'd be like, tell it to shove it up its own fist hole. And I'll be like, what's a fist hole? And you'd be like...
I could see, like, the first employee that gets fired and is just having the worst day ever. They're just, like, shoving the deer out of the way. They're like, God damn it! And then they're like...
Get out of the way, you cute, cuddly deer!
Yeah. And they're throwing it in the water and, like, chasing after it. Oh.
The deer think they're playing. Oh, it would be a cute scenario. I can see it. Yeah.
So that's my smirk and smile.
Wow. I really felt the smile come through. You feel more relaxed already.
Yeah. Yep. I'm good. Good.
Mine is, I guess, a smirk smile. So you know how your girlfriend, your wife, your whoever, you're always hanging around and you got to do stuff together?
Yeah.
Well, it's always with their friends, and then their friends are either married or have their boyfriends, and then like you're like supposed to just forced into this, well, we're friends because we're both male. Situation.
Yeah.
You gotta try and like...
I brought my husband because you guys can be friends now, is what the women do.
Right. And you always start with sports or whatever, and like...
Yeah. Usually it's like physical stuff. You're like, oh, you have a cool drum set.
So there's this dude, James, and he dates her friend, Fran, and I'm like, I know him for like 4 years now, but he's like really tall. He's hard to talk to. I'm like...
Because he's tall?
Well, like it's like you kind of got to lean up a little bit, you know.
A little crick in your neck.
And he seems like he just looks nice looking, normal guy, and I'm like, there's nothing interesting about him. Not even possible.
He never says anything remotely interesting.
Oh, not. I mean, I don't really hear him talk. Like he doesn't talk a lot, so I'm like, this is awful. So I see him all the time. I finally see him at this party over the weekend, and I was like, yo, James, what's up? And then we started talking Eagles, and I was like, oh, that's right. He's like a fairly intelligent Eagles guy. Like, he gets next level. He's not just repeating stuff he hears other people say. So I was having some fun convo. And then I was like, I forget, are you a Flyers guy? And he was like, oh, yeah, so-and-so, Nolan Patrick. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like, I can jive with this guy. Now I'm feeling him a little better. He's not as tall anymore. And then I remembered he worked in electronics. Like he does stereo stuff, and I was like, well, what do you know about headphones? He's like, are you into Bluetooth or this? And I was like, oh my God, set me up. And we started going on about this, and then I was like, well, it depends on my headphones, what kind of electronics I want to listen to. And I was like, streaming only does 128 KB per second. And he's like, right, so you only need Bluetooth for them. If you want some high fidelity stuff, you got to go to this XX website, and for those, you want to use some real wired headphones that really get the highs and lows. And I was like, yeah. I want to pick your brain all day. And he goes, well, what kind of music do you listen to? You know? And I'm like, well, like different funk and instrumental metal and stuff. And he's like, have you ever heard of like, yeah, I could feel it happening. He's like, have you ever heard of, I'm trying to remember, what group it was that he named. It was like one of my favorite groups. Because then we started talking, and I was like, do you know who this group is? And I was like, Dream? He's like, have you ever heard of Dream Theater? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, I like this guy, Pliny. And he was like, you know Pliny? Which I think I mentioned on the last podcast.
Yeah, you did. How was that? You did.
And then, like, we just started hitting off, and we were best friends for, like, the next, like, 20 minutes. We, like, escaped from the girls, and, like, I think he was getting in trouble for being away so long. And I was like, you should come up with me on the mountain jam. Like, I was, like, way over the top. Like I was,
Yeah.
and I was like, whoo, I'm swooning. He's a beautiful tall
He's
man.
your new man.
Well, hold on. So then I was like, just give me your cell number because I'm gonna probably. I told him about the Google Music I just signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I do a podcast. He's like, that's awesome. And I was like, should I tell him? Should I not tell him?
Oh
Whatever.
no! Did you tell him?
Oh, boy. I didn't yet. I'm gonna because I didn't
You're
want to
gonna
push
drop the question.
Well, hold on. So then
Will you listen?
I had his cell phone number. And it was during the Eagles game or something. And I was like, I drafted a text like, haha, finally running the ball, right? And then I left it, and I was like, why would I send that? That's so stupid. And I erased it. And then I was looking, and I was like, why am I turning this into a thing? Who cares? So I texted him something about football, and then like he didn't answer for like 10 minutes, and I was like, he hates me. And then he wrote back like LOL and something else about the game, and I was like, haha, yeah. Oof. And then I was like, when you get a chance, check out Lettuce. It's the funk stuff I listen to. And then like a whole day went by, and I was like, oh, you probably didn't check him out. And he texted back, and he was like, oh, not what I expected. Blah blah blah. Check out this. And I was like, best friended. We just best friended. But it was hard to tell. Should I text? Should I not text? Should I relax a little bit? Like, am I coming over the top? And then if he sees this podcast, he's gonna be like,
awkward. So now you can't tell him.
No, I can't tell him about the podcast anymore.
Oh,
so.
damn.
Anyway, it's a smirk, it's a smile. It might be pretty cool. Who knows?
Do you think your mutual girlfriends are both like, hey, I have this boyfriend that's actually gay. Hey, me too. And
set up. I actually think they secretly don't want this to happen.
Oh, because you'll be better friends than they are to each other.
Exactly.
They get real jealous.
And then, and neither of them said that, but you could sense it a little bit. Like, whoa, they're hitting it off too good. Let's corral that.
Yeah.
Did you know James thinks your nose is really stupid? He said that?
Oh.
In a matter of speaking, yeah, I guess he did. And I'll be like, really?
It can't be true.
Oh my God. Yeah, my nose. Does he know I broke at an Opeth concert? Oh, because I think he's seen Opeth. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Best mates.
Porcupine Tree. Look at that. And I was like, what? So we're BFF. And right now we're in the dating process. It's very scary. Your heart flutters. You don't know too much, too little.
Why won't
Relax.
he answer? He's not answering. I want to know what he says. I know what he's thinking. Tell me everything.
Hey, not to bother you, but I texted you last night and you didn't answer back. But you did post on Facebook 4 hours ago. So
I can see your lipsies is bubbling. It's bubbling. You're about to say, oh, wait, you're not saying anything anymore.
Hello? Is this the right number? Hello? So that was Smirk Smiles. They're pretty good. That's right there.
Pretty good, yeah. I feel good. Both of those. Pretty fantastic. Ooh, let me see. Oh, I have one correction from last time.
I have one as well.
Oh, really? You want to hit me with yours?
No, yours first, please.
So the card game that you ramp up and get keys from the city. Mm-hmm. It was San Francisco Rush.
Oh, that was a good game.
That was awesome. It had the Destruction Derby down like the bottom, like it would like you could drop down and then you'd like destroy yourself. And that's why it made me think of it.
The Destruction Derby part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good correction there. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad no one in the comments got that right, but most of our listeners are actually idiots. Got them.
God.
I have a correction as well. Last episode, when Dan was asking me a series of questions, he said scientist, and I had to pick between white and black. Really, I was thinking black. And do you know how I know this? Anytime someone says scientist, I think of the scientist from Half-Life who said, "It's in the test chamber, Gordon. The test chamber." And then you meet all three scientists, and it's two older white guys. My favorite is the black scientist because he boogies. They have these weird animations. Right, so when Dan said scientist, really I was thinking African American.
Okay.
Or black.
We forgive you.
Just a correction.
We forgive you.
Thank you. Just correcting everybody.
Yeah. I also have one clarification.
Oh, a clarification.
Yeah.
This is a different than a correction?
This is after the fact knowledge that I gained. So there was that one girl who I played Words with Friends with, who's in Australia. That
she's never listened to the podcast.
Yeah. Well, actually, I found that via Google Analytics, I can tell that she watched 6 minutes of an episode, and unfriended me entirely since and hasn't said anything.
Pretty big bomb. She, did you know her?
I didn't.
Like,
define
here,
knowing
I'll ask
somebody.
this.
I don't
has
know
she
her
ever
favorite.
seen you speak and heard it and all that? Like, seen how your face works with
She's
your voice?
disgusting.
Well, I don't know. Did she think you were a 21-year-old Swedish guy? And
No.
she was like, okay.
She knew I was like a middle-aged, almost balding child. I could just imagine a younger version of myself looking at myself now and being like, "Who is this old? I don't give a shit what he says."
Like a rebel.
This podcast right
Real
now.
rebel. I will knock him right in the kisser. That's what you would say.
I will take the 6 minutes because I thought that was more than she would have normally given me.
So, in other words, her computer froze up. She couldn't get you off the screen, huh?
No, she ended it intentionally. She was trying to find words about herself.
Mm-hmm. She didn't hear herself, and she figured it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
That's how it is with serial killers.
A little self-centered. Not gonna lie. Definitely is. Both of us are.
Podcast. Oh no, it's fine. Oh, I'm sorry. The podcast would like to make say something.
Oh really? Oh no! Not. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh! Who is this? Hey.
I'm gonna have to edit this episode now. God damn it.
Say goodnight. Come on. It's bedtime.
Good night, buddy.
Good night.
Okay. Thanks.
Close the door. Close the door.
He's gonna turn off the light. He's gonna turn off the light.
He tried. Thanks, buddy.
I have to edit this.
Can you keep him? I don't care. I didn't say his name, right? Can someone find him that way? He doesn't have a website,
Put a
right?
little lock on your door, and then when he knocks, just like have like a little can of pepper spray.
No. Hey, Tyke. Just toughening you up for the real world. Just toughening you up. He probably doesn't. Nobody knows his name or anything.
To cut it out now.
Because of that last part.
You were gonna say about
Were you
podcast?
scratching your butt? Podcast?
Oh, I have back scratch. It does look like my ass, doesn't it?
I thought so.
This is my ass. This is back. Ass, back. Ass, back. Ooh. We're gonna cut that out anyway, so.
So when do we jump back in now?
Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna cut it, so.
It's like honestly. Damn it.
It ruined your thought train.
Damn it. Ruined my thought train. Okay. We're doing something we don't do we're adding a new element.
Oh.
And we only do it on Thursday. It's
Okay.
literally brand new to our show. If anyone tries to use it, we'll sue them to infinity.
So what's our copyrighted material right here? What do we call it?
It's called Thursday Throwback.
Oh, I heard that on the radio today.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Oh, looks like we're suing FM 10 whatever.
Who
Huh?
cares? 95.7.
I'm going to sue them. Personally. K95. Coming for your ass.
Sorry, Pepper.
I just had a random thought today when I was getting ready for the show, and I was like, remember when you had to install games on DOS?
I mean, yes, in a way.
Via disc.
Yeah.
You would have to be so much more tech savvy than you are now. Now you just kind of click and play. Back then you had to be like CD/dir/W, open up the drive, and then be like
Setup.exe.
It'll give you a list, setup, or install.exe. It had different ones, but
Yeah.
that was pretty advanced stuff, man.
Hey, Mom, how do you do this? And she'd be like, oh, it's just,
I don't know.
Yeah. No, my mom was pretty savvy.
Oh, was she? My mom was. My dad knew, probably.
And I guess as a kid, as soon as you see it once, you're like, this is what I want. I know how to do it.
I guess. I feel like maybe it was a couple times, but either way. What did my neighbor come over? So my neighbor, growing up in the Northeast, he was like a real heavy-set cop, but he was like really high-ranking and very popular cop.
Uh-huh.
He made good money, and he would buy all the electronic stuff before it came out. So like he had the first computer that had a megabyte. Is that possible? No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's possible.
Because either way, like he was like, it's gonna revolutionize the world, and then he would tell us like all this crazy stuff. And growing up, like I just knew who was Skip. He was the man. But I never realized this about him. He
What are you clicking?
was the opener for the beer I'm about to drink. Sorry. Nervous
And
clicker.
drive other
It's
people
ruining
nuts.
the podcast. No, it's driving you nuts. Guess what, podcasts? Not clicking anymore, am I? Except that one.
You're gonna have to re-summarize everything now.
No, I got it. Everyone in the podcast can follow along except you, okay? Because they're all drinking one beer exactly, just like myself, and you're
Not there.
you're
yet.
behind.
Not there
You're
yet.
behind. That's what I'm gonna say about you.
Yeah.
But Skip would always come over, and he taught my dad what a defragmentation was for a computer. He got Windows 95. It was like the big thing. Like, it was just crazy stuff. And Skip would come over and show us, and he was always playing games and using the computer. It was nuts. And it didn't occur to me till 6 weeks ago. His name came up, and I was talking to my dad, and he's like, you know, that guy was like the biggest porn hound in the world. And I was like, what?
That's why
He's like,
the
he had
driver.
so much pornography, you wouldn't believe it. And I was like, Skip? He's like, oh my God. You would walk in their living room, and they had like whole boxes of cassettes just of porn. And I was like, whoa.
Their living room, as in he was married and his wife.
Yeah, and he had two kids.
Wow, like your age
Yeah,
or older?
a little older. So like, he was kind of weird. You know what he was? He was the older one, John. He was into guns too much, and like the Cub Scouts. He was heavy.
Huh. But that does
My
drive
mom-
something where technology is really driven by sex and other people.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Stupid
100
desires.
Blu-ray versus the other
Yeah.
company, right? Who was it,
HD
Blu-ray?
DVD.
Right. And who
Toshiba.
won the war?
Sony.
Blu-ray. Because of pornography.
Did they? They got better porn on
Yeah.
Blu-ray. Is
Well,
this?
no. Sony backed pornography. The HD
Did-
whatever.
They didn't have
DVD
any
did
porn
not.
on HD.
Well,
Who
they
made
had
that
some.
decision? Come
They
on.
had some, but like Sony embraced it. They were like, yeah, let's girl on girl, guy on guy, let's go.
It's
Like,
really-
Sony was very front running.
It's
Like,
getting interesting in the scene, and you're like, oh, and then it's like, check it out on Blu-ray, right in the middle of the HD DVD.
But apparently that's what killed the HD DVD, whatever the hell it is, the other one.
Yeah, the other one that became junk.
Uh-huh. Which brings me to my scenario for Dan.
Oh, awesome! I get a scenario. I haven't had one in a while. Hope I don't blow it. Hope I don't blow it.
Or hope you do. Who knows? For a promotion? Anyway. Scenario. You're walking down the street. They're doing the newest Transformers movie or the newest Avengers movie. We'll say Avengers since I think you hate Transformers.
Yes, that is correct.
They're going to stop you today. Can you come in and do a nude scene for $150,000? Now, keep in mind, this is how the nude scene goes down. Like, you're a regular guy walking down the street. They dress you like whatever. The bad guy uses his powers, grabs you. All your clothes fly off, right? And the whole audience gasps. And then, like, for comedic relief, your tiny wiener just goes wink, wink, wink. Like, it moves. Like, wink, 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 wink. And then everyone has a laugh for, like, 2 seconds. And then you get blasted off the screen. But they want your real Johnson showing. And they want your real weird tan lines. And since they told you today, you don't have time to work out. So you probably look like you do right now.
Huh.
Is it worth $150?
And
Realizing that this is the movie that's going to be seen by most of the United States.
$150?
No, 1,000.
1,000? Okay.
Yeah. $150. No, $150K.
I was intrigued because I thought maybe it was a sex scene, and I was like, well, who's in that Scarlet? So who's watching? Is it
Scarlet.
everyone?
It's the Avengers. Who the hell do you think is going to see the Avengers?
All the Avengers are going to see. So I mean, like in person though, who's going to be there?
There's probably like 60 stage crew. Who cares about who's going to see it? Literally, they show your junk in the movie. It's full frontal nudity.
150.
Like, why do you care about the 60 people that are there? What about the 400 million that are going to see it at home? I mean, That's who I'd worry about. Like your boss, your relatives. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it worth $150K? I mean, you could always lie to them and be like, "That's not really me," but like, they could freeze frame and check some tan lines and be like, "Yeah, that's him. That's Danny boy."
The penis double.
Nope, no penis double.
Penis double.
Nope.
And it's only frontal, right? You don't get spun around somehow.
Nope, just a frontal.
Yeah, like whoa, and then
I'm doing slow-mo circles. Whoa.
The wind is blowing me everywhere.
So what do you think?
I think for 150K, I could do it. I think I would do it.
You?
Yeah.
You obviously can't retire on this money, so your next employer is going to have seen your penis.
Yeah, I people do that. All, sure.
Okay, I mean that's whatever.
But
I'm not talking a B-rated porno movie that no one will probably ever see. I'm talking about the Avengers. But it's also you're the butt of the joke. Like the joke is like you're not the most attractive whatever, and you're now a businessman who's been stripped naked, and everyone's laughing for about 3 seconds, and then you get whisked away or shot away, or the wind takes you because he's got powers.
I think I'd be okay doing that now at my current age. If I was like maybe
if you were 10 years younger, you'd be like no, or 10 years older, would you be like no? Because you'd have hanging your balls. Ooh.
That would be more of a joke.
Not for 150. I don't know.
You couldn't do it.
250. I definitely would. That's $250,000.
Just like the dog thing.
A little bit, but this is.
I think I would. I definitely would do it for 150. I'd be able to do it.
Okay. Fair. Just realize for the rest of your life, like I think people. Well, I guess if you're going into a random super fresh, no one's gonna know, right? But if you're going to the super fresh in your hometown, they'll know.
It's a grocery store, by the way. But you might get
super fresh grocery store. Yeah. They're adjectives.
It's a grocery store.
I was using adjectives to describe a grocery store, not a particular one.
Yeah, I was thinking of a grocery store. You were thinking of something that was actually super fresh. My grocery stores are not. Yeah, I think you'd get a lot of unwanted attention, and people would probably. Could they fire you because you were naked somewhere else?
I really don't know. That's an interesting question. Like, once your boss sees your pecker, is it like you're terminated?
Or does he not look you in the face anymore?
Oh, he just walks by. Dan, you're really the papers here.
I feel like that'd be a good separation, though.
Or does he make extra?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan.
Did I see you somewhere? Yeah, I did. That was amazing. You have such courage. He puts his hand on yours.
Such character.
We should get together sometime and talk without your wife.
But you could tell, like, the women in the office might be, like, disgusted, and then other ones might be, like, reaching out. Both hands.
Both hands.
Because
they need a second hand, is that it?
Yeah.
Cradling that bad boy?
I know it. Yep.
Okay. That's fine.
That's good. I'll take it.
Well, everyone knows what part of the show it is right now.
Yes.
Guys. Celebrity
Challenge! Yeah.
Pumping my fist. I am wild with rage because I have this vision in my head. They call me a visionary. They call me the future. They call me the rap star hip-hop Alotopus.
Hippopotamus.
Alotopus.
Because you don't want to infringe.
No, Alotopus. I bounce and I get a lot of, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's
yeah.
But if not, it's awesome that I just made that up. Copyright.
Flight of the Conchords.
Trademark.
A little infringement. Flight of the Conchords.
about our challenge.
Rhinoceros. Okay, God. Celebrity challenge. Who do you got?
All right. Hey, you know that girl who sang Toxic? Britney Spears?
Uh-huh.
Well, do you know that other girl who acted in Golden Girls? Betty White?
Betty White wins.
Two of our favorites. Well, hold on. You don't know what they're doing.
That's true. If it's physical.
It's an underwear eel wrestling contest. I want them to get into a big old inflatable pool and just wrestle some eels. And I want to see who's got the most eels in their possession at the end of 1 minute. So you fill that inflatable pool with a bunch of non-toxic, non-electric eels. And then I want them both to just, whatever. You can use your arms, your legs. You can use your teeth. Can you imagine Betty White? So sexual. Oh my goodness, I just get goosebumps all over.
Wow.
But I want them in there wrestling some eels, and whoever gets the most wins. And you can come on the show, and me and you can have a little wrestle off, if you know what I'm saying. Yes, same pool.
If we do get
Same
one of these
eel.
celebrities to just hold an eel, we will make our own contest between each other to wrestle eels.
Wrestle one eel.
If we can afford an eel.
We gotta check the paperwork, folks.
Yeah, it might be really expensive.
Check with PETA. Check with PETA. We respect animals entirely too much to just trample some sort of eel.
We just hold it. We pick it up.
Okay,
No
that's
eels
fine.
will be harmed in the filming of that segment.
To our knowledge.
Yeah.
Or maybe they gave consent.
So to summarize,
Ooh, what if an eel could give consent? Sorry. To be hurt. Would PETA have to just back the F off?
do you think apes can do that? That's dangerous. If they
I
can,
don't know.
it's the future. So we've got Britney Spears and Betty White
Mhm.
in the eel off or eel on. They're not electric, so
I feel like I'm blowing a really huge opportunity.
I feel
to
like
make
there's a
song joke or like a jeez. It'll come to me later.
yeah,
I'm sure of it.
we'll bring it back.
In my dreams.
Bring sexy back. Oh, so interesting that we should move on to our next segment here.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Do you have?
What would that be?
Well, as nervous as I am about home security,
You are. You always say it.
yeah, and as cheap as I am,
We are very cheap.
I found the cheapest camera I could in the Fozzacam
Oh
Ooh.
my god.
F189 10W.
Ooh. You got the
Ooh.
10 dubs? That
Yep.
stands for widescreen, folks. Widescreen.
Oh,
W.
widescreen. Well,
Yeah.
certainly is. It's pretty awesome. Actually, I have a bunch of these. I have like 6 of them. They're all over my house. I can see everything that happens. I know exactly when she gets home and when she leaves. No, it's for
Speaking of consent,
watching
folks.
my child because he escapes very frequently. And it's also
The
linked
zoo.
into my he escapes the zoo.
The basement.
Yeah. We don't have basements in South Texas.
Damn.
No
Interesting.
basements. So I can't get caught in that one.
I don't think so.
But these are pretty good. You know, they're cheap because they're really hard to use.
Mhm.
But I'm tech savvy also, so I get to use them all the time. And they work on your phone, and you can look and see what's going on. You can see when your package is delivered and who's stealing it, and you can curse your neighbor because he's a bastard. How dare he?
Now, this is interesting. I would imagine something like this costs in the thousands. But, okay, hundreds.
Hundreds for the whole thing, maybe for one camera.
That's
Nope.
what I think.
$59.99
For all of it?
for all of one camera. Yeah.
Wow. It's incredible. Isn't it HD? No.
Oh, it most certainly is.
Good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the cheapest security camera money could buy and talk about the camera you made me buy for the podcast.
Yeah, it does say 300K pixels.
Wow.
Wow, you can watch it in HD, but the signal
Interesting.
might not be. So I might have lied there.
Well, he might have. But it's an amazing product.
Oh, it's quite good. I enjoy it thoroughly. Huh. Huh. Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Dan.
Yeah. You got something? Got something on your back? Trying to get something off your back or off your chest?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Getting deep with it.
I'm actually looking at my hair. I shampooed it for the first time in a few days. Now, like, it's longer. You notice those things.
Oh yeah, certainly do the back. It starts to mullet.
Yeah, I like that mullet. Is that for hockey season?
Oh, certainly is, since that just got started up, and the Flyers are at number
Yeah.
1, baby.
Actually undefeated at this current rate. I believe Wayne Simmons is going to have somewhere around 280 goals. I don't know if it'll hold up, but pretty good number.
I did say he was a fantastic player in the previous episode.
Did you?
Yes.
Actually, I think I recall such a thing.
Mhm.
You know he's on the second line, right?
I haven't been able to watch a game, sadly.
Okay. So hold on. I'll just give you a quick breakdown. Andrew McDonald somehow still plays for the defense. No one's sure.
How does he get cut? How do you make it happen?
Money. I think he makes like $5 million a year. So like they'd have to eat the cap. The other interesting thing is they called up both rookie defensemen, Sanheim and Morin, but neither dressed for game one. As we speak, the next game's on, so maybe at least one of them. I don't know why you call them up if you're not going to dress either, but maybe that's on the coach.
The
Other
cheapest
interesting
options. Keep you under
Other
the cap.
interesting point. But I think they're going to be good, both those guys. And you have to be able to play them over Andrew McDonald. What's real interesting.
Wait.
What? We're not a hockey podcast, folks. I'm just breaking down the top two lines.
So it's like you could send them down and they could get experience in the minors.
Right. Well, then why keep them up if you're not going to play them?
But maybe they're gaining experience by just sitting on the bench and watching. Are they even on the bench?
Like a video game?
Yeah.
No. If you're not dressed, you hang in the press box.
They're in the press box.
Mm-hmm. That's a joke. That's a joke, folks. Here at the Unpanders, we think Dave Hackstall is a joke. You come get me in my face, David. I didn't like your tie the other night either.
Better have been orange.
What I will say, no, it wasn't.
What?
That's classless.
Terrible coaching.
That's scum. Just want to say scum. I want to mention to you though that the top line is Couturier centering new winger Claude Giroux.
Oh.
And Jake Overpaid. Voracek. Jesus Christ.
Oh, interesting.
That line kind of sucks. It's kind of good. It's alright. The real line to look out for is Nolan Patrick centering Simmons and Jordan Wheel. I almost said.
That other guy got traded.
Who?
Schenn. Brayden Schenn.
Mr. Schenn.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the funniest interaction I ever had with him in real life?
No.
So I saw Brayden Schenn and who the hell was it?
Mike Richards?
It may have been... No, this is like 3 or 4 years ago. It may have been JVR.
The ghost of Mike Richards?
Essentially. And I see them in Rittenhouse Square, and I was eating, and we were on the pavement, so they had to walk right by us, like they were walking down the street. And I was like, yo! Oh, sorry. And I was like, yo, guys! And they kind of looked at me like, oh, Jesus Christ. I hate when people try and talk to me that I don't know. And I couldn't stop myself. And I was like, yo! JVR! Schenn! And I was looking at the third guy, and I froze. No, I said Brayden. I even said Brayden. I think I said JVR, Brayden! And I looked at him, and I just froze. And I was like, you guys. And the guy looked at me, and he got real close because they were just happened to be walking by me, and he goes, it's Luke. And I was like, oh, shit.
Brother.
It's Brayden Schenn's brother, Luke. How did I mess that up? I was like, damn.
You know they ribbed him right after that, right?
Oh, immediately they were like, hey, everyone knows Brayden. Why not you, Luke? And he was like, shut up. That guy's an idiot. And I was. I don't know how I didn't recognize his own brother, but that's me.
Yeah. Was there you just love that line? The new Patrick,
yeah, I did.
Simmons,
I did really
Wheel?
like the new line. It's pretty sexy. You heard it here on the Unpanders first, folks. It's a sexy line. Nolan Patrick's the future.
And he's good? How have you seen?
Of humans. No, I haven't really seen him because last night was the first game and I fell asleep because it started at like 10:50 p.m. here. So I just looked at highlights. He looks like he's I'm trying to describe him. Like he's good at everything, but he doesn't have anything that makes me go, oh my god, it's incredible. Like certain guys, you're like, Jesus Christ, that's the fastest human being I've ever seen. Or like, that's the hardest shot I've ever seen. Like someone I'll put in an example of how Nolan Patrick is good is Sidney Crosby. Like when I see him play, I don't go like he's the fastest player in the world or he's amazing. He's just good at everything. Do you know what I mean? I don't like. Actually, one thing Sidney Crosby's really, really good at that not everyone notices, his backhand is ridiculous. He passes off of it. He shoots off of it. He just dangles off of it. But I heard he uses an almost flat stick. so that you kind of keep the strength in your backhand that way.
I wonder how you abuse your child to make him have a better backhand. you can take away his left hand or his right hand. How do you make him so he can't shoot forward? You stick him to a wall. That's how.
Always make him face
duct tape on his back, and he's just, hey, Dad. He's like, now backhand. Now backhand.
40 goals. I want 40 goals. Okay. So you think that's what happened to Sid the Kid? You think Mario taped them? Because they lived together? And that was a weird living arrangement, right?
Yeah. I think that's what happened.
And the promo where he's always shooting all the pucks into the dryer?
Yeah.
He's backhanding it there.
Yeah. No one shows you him taped up against the wall.
His face is all mush.
Yeah.
It would be awesome to see. This brings us to our main topic.
What if he's ashamed of his forehand? Do you ever think about that?
Nah, because I also saw a special on why he scores on the forehand so much. Do you know why?
No.
This is a legit thing. 95% of players, you get all your strength from the flex in the stick.
Uh-huh.
Like you build up all this torque when you pull back and you whip it. Yep. It's like a whip motion, right? So you put your weight down on the blade and you pull on the puck, and it's cradled in a position where the curve is, and you flick it. That's like where all your strength comes from. If you watch, Sidney Crosby doesn't even flex when he shoots. He shovels everything he does. Do you know why?
So no reaction
Because a
time?
goalie, right, and a goalie looks at the small movements in your weight, the way you shift your weight before you shoot. Because before you really shoot, you lean into a shot and then you let it go. With Sidney Crosby, he'll be going forehand, backhand, and before he's even going backhand, it's all part of the shot. So he doesn't lean right, so it's not as fast as a lot of shots, but it comes off the stick much quicker. And the goalie, he didn't even know it was being shot because he's looking for visual cues.
Huh. That's why he doesn't move his eyes either. He's got dead eyes. He just kind of stares straight ahead as he shoots.
Right.
And he doesn't celebrate.
Because he's dead inside.
Yeah.
I would be too if I lived in the Pittsburgh area. That's all I'm going to say, folks.
Yeah.
The unpanders can click unfollow right after you click Patreon. Donate to the unpanders.
Help us get you out of Pittsburgh. We'll donate $1 for every person that gives us $10 to get out of Pittsburgh.
What kind of fund would that go to? Get out of Pittsburgh free?
We didn't sell it. We didn't say where they would go.
So Pittsburgh suburbs, like you buy them a ticket outside of town.
That is genius.
It is get out of Pittsburgh card.
Ooh. We didn't do the word. Do we have a word?
I got one real quick.
I kind of have. I have a word if you've played Borderlands. Have you ever played Borderlands?
I have, and I feel like I played with you. Were you one of my
Probably.
Borderland buddies?
I was on that game all the time. But there's one enemy that just
Scag.
oh, there you go, Scag.
I love that. The Scag's the best name for that creature too.
You immediately know that it's worthless and you want to kill it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wait, Scag was the word? I got it?
Yeah, you did.
Damn, I'm good. We on Pander well.
That was a good setup. That was awesome. Good job, Dan.
That was a good finish. Good job, Nick.
Ooh. So you got a word too, apparently.
Obligatory. Because a few intoxicating moments and flaming bags of poop and a judge, there's an obligatory cleanup and an obligatory appearance in court. I think it's a stupid word. I think it's a stupid idea. I think the judge can shove it up his a-hole unless he finds this video, in which case I'm really, really sorry. I didn't mean any harm by it, and I will make society better if you don't punish me.
So you gotta oblige the obligatory.
Mm-hmm.
You can't unoblige it. Or not oblige
No, you
it.
can't.
De-oblige it. I thought it was that's much. Stop clicking.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. You don't like that.
Okay, next segment.
Main topic.
And you're gonna run this one. What is the main topic? Is it fake news? Is that what you said before?
Sounds like you got it. Take it from here, Dan.
Yeah, fake news, because I listen to so much of it all the time.
Well, what do you know is real and what do you know is fake? How do you know?
I just ignore every piece of news that comes out.
So,
Tom
did
Petty,
you know that
he's still alive.
in our hearts he is?
Yes. So I think he's dead. But yeah, I guess I would never know. I don't really know.
Well, we'll take it as a simple fact that you never know anything firsthand, do you? I mean, you
No.
almost have to assume a lot of things.
You always get that like certain stars have passed away, and then you have to wait a period of time before you actually know that they're dead, because someone needs
Even
to
then,
verify
I
it.
assume you don't know. No, you just it becomes like so preposterous that they would be alive and this many people would be lying or fooled that it becomes ridiculous, right?
Yeah, but you've never met them, so if you believe in solipsism, you wouldn't really care.
Right. We don't know. Anyway, but most news I receive, wherever it's from, I take with the ones I really believe. I take with like 98% factitude. I don't know. Like for the most part, chances are it's real, unless a hell of a lot of coincidences, conspiracies, and people are involved.
It does make me not react to news stories. I'll read them and I'll just
Right
shuffle
away.
them in the back and say, I'll come back to that later. Like,
Right.
unless
So you're saying news you get right away could be fake, but as time progresses,
you believe it more and more.
I don't disagree with that. We'll actually do a quick research on the Panders. I said it, folks. Research.
Wow. Got facts.
I got facts.
News.
FAX. Send it to my fax. Not
You
sure
try to
that's
make the
fax
most
noises.
annoying sounds in the world.
Right. I tried. That's not a fax for anyone. So I found this article in the New York Times. Oh, I must have cut off Times. Eric Tucker, the gentleman in Texas, right? Average Joe. I think he worked for an ad company, something else. On Twitter, he had 40 followers. It's hard
40.
to have that few followers.
Yeah.
Eventually, you get bots. Whatever. I don't care. He tweeted out that 3 pictures. He took a picture of buses driving by, buses parked somewhere, like near a park in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and then the buses in the distance. So 3 pictures of buses, and he
Different
claims that he
buses.
saw them. Oh, no, they were all like the same bus. Like it was a charter bus, like 4 of them in a row. Like, whoa, what's going on in
Ooh.
town today? It was the night of the election, and Donald Trump won. And in his town, there were protests, as well as many towns. And he sent out a tweet that said, "Interesting, I saw all these buses come in right when the protesters arrived. It seems like all these demonstrators or fake news get bussed in to protest Trump." And it was like Trump 2016, whatever, hashtag.
Huh.
Now, he did not see any protesters. He did not put 2 and 2 together. He claims that it was just, well, that's pretty coincidental. It's probably true. That's what he said. Within 24 hours, actually 6 hours later, it ended up on Reddit on the front page. And someone ran with it and said, "Can you believe what the liberals will do? Anything. They're even faking protests to take down our president." It got 300 comments on Reddit. So that made it one of the higher comments of the day, right?
Yeah.
Then it got retweeted. On Twitter, it got shared or retweeted 16,000 times. It's a lot, especially for a guy with 40 followers.
Wow.
It's incredible, actually. Then it got on Facebook, screen capped and everything, with how the fake media is sending in protesters to protest Trump, but they're all actors.
Now they're at 6 o'clock news telling you how.
350,000 shares on Facebook.
Wow.
Good number,
That's a
right?
lot of bots. Yeah.
It gets even a little better. Donald Trump won the presidency, blah, 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 blah. It started circulating on some local news, and the news reports said, "We can't verify, but it seems to be that, so-and-so were wheeling in fake people were protesting." And then they said, "Well, we can't verify." Fox, a couple others. That night, or rather the next night, Donald Trump tweeted about it.
Or did he tweet?
How crazy. He said, "Glad I won the election, exclamation point. how sad some people had to send in fake protesters to protest me in Texas, exclamation point, sad, I don't know, something like that. Well, the guy who tweeted it originally, he deleted his tweet once the president did it. He was getting too much heat. Reporters were calling him and asking him where he saw this stuff happen. And he said, well, I didn't see it happen. And they said, well, it's news now. Like, where did you see it? And he said, I didn't see it. I just think it might have happened. So he wrote a big apology. He wrote that it was fake, right?
Because he got paid off.
His Twitter. Well, sure, whatever reason, okay? He wrote that it's fake. He got 29 retweets and 27 likes.
Wait a second.
That's it. Oh, 29 and 27.
Because someone else took his thing and then made it big? It wasn't him that made it big?
And wait. Other people did. They ran with it. And when he admitted it was fake, like he said it wasn't a fact. It was just what he thought, kind of. It got 29 retweets. That's 15.999 thousand less than his fake story got. Like, it's almost like everyone saw the same account say, sorry guys, it was fake. And everyone was like, I don't care. I liked it when it was real. Like, do you know what I mean?
I want to believe this.
Exactly. But, like, he admitted it, and it only got 29 shares, essentially, versus 16,000 shares on Twitter, or 350,000 on this. And
I'm your veracity. I'm your veracity. You don't care.
And it's just crazy. I was just looking up fake news and how it spreads and how it doesn't because of the recent tragedy in Las Vegas. Do you know that they were running Google was running a front page story. It was a second result. If you typed in Vegas shooting, it was a fake story made up by 4chan.
Huh.
But exactly. It got
the media.
Well, think of this. How does Google work? It's an algorithm system. Whatever's getting shared the most on the most reputable sites.
Yeah.
What's a reputable site? So it's like Vox, a reputable site, and BuzzFeed, and like they're reputable, but they're not fact-check newspaper. You know what I mean?
Top
But if
10
it's only
fake news sites that show up on Google.
right, which
What are
doesn't
they?
mean
Who would
fake.
know?
I don't know. Do you have this researched?
No, I'm just pulling this out of my ass. I was thinking about
Go ahead.
like that. I'm gonna go back to Trump. There's that one Trump, I guess a rally, where people were like hitting, I guess a woman who was diverse and ethnic, and they're saying that the people were bussed in also that were causing fights inside of rallies. Which you don't know. You don't know who's like starting the contest and who's being a jerk, because you only see like the middle portion where the woman's getting pushed around.
Right, you can see that medium. You can't see the history. You can't see the aftermath usually, and no one seems to care about the history or the aftermath.
They just want to tell their story or move their own
Right,
opinion.
they want to push their narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so the top 5 fake news stories that were shared on Facebook were all about Trump. Actually, the number one wasn't. I lied. Number one fake story from last year was Obama has banned the Pledge of Allegiance in schools. I don't know who made it up. I don't know where it came from. It was shared 2.1 million times on Facebook.
Wow.
And it was as an article. Like, this is an article. This really happened.
And do you think there's actual people that are deciding that, like, you know, I don't like Obama, so I'm gonna share this, retweet it, like
Some, or do you think most? I would imagine 70% of those shares were just like, if you're pro Obama, you obviously don't share that, and if you're neutral, you might share it, you might not, and if you're anti, you definitely share it, right?
Yeah. Do you think that people are legitimately liking it, or do you think they're manipulating the system, like having bots? Or even like,
I think a lot of it is bots. I didn't do any research into the recent stuff. It seems like every week I read a story where the Russian propaganda affected the election. Now, I don't know that it affected it, but I do believe something was going on, right?
I think Putin likes messing with the U.S. and making it seem like he's got some sway.
Right.
He's building his ego by saying, I can control the world.
I agree. So I don't think he's technically stealing the election from anyone. I mean, people still voted. And I actually think it hardly influenced the election at all. I can't see myself, I'm different than most people, looking at the sidebar on Facebook and then changing my mind who to vote for. You're about to vote. I'm going to vote today. You look to the right, you're like, my goodness, Mildred, did you hear? Obama is banning or Hillary Clinton is involved in Pizzagate. You hear about Pizzagate?
No, I didn't, but do you vote?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. I do.
Oh, I don't vote.
Really?
I'm neutral in most, but the next one I will vote because I just see a whole bunch of bullshit going on.
What about this? You didn't vote on this one? You didn't think bullshit would go down?
I didn't like
Be honest,
either
did
party.
you think Trump would win? Sure.
I didn't think he would win.
I thought it was ridiculous that anyone thought he could win. I thought he would get like 30% of the vote. If that. Interesting.
And that's why you voted for him.
Twice. I actually used a dead soldier's
Social Security number?
Like, and a Social Security number, and I went and voted for Trump. Not once, folks. Twice.
What was his name? Lieutenant Dan?
Yes, sir. No, actually, I write in my own vote for every presidential election. I've been doing it since I could vote.
You bring your own crown?
I didn't say it was me. I'm not going to share that. That's private information I don't have to share. No, you type it in, jackass. Didn't handwrite my note, you know what I mean?
I voted twice.
Do you know the Pizzagate story, though?
I don't know the Pizzagate story.
Okay, this one came out, I think this was before the election also. The idea was the Clintons and someone named Soros, some multi-billionaire who
he owns a telecom.
Sure, he's the puppet master. He pulls strings. I don't know. I'm not. For the record, this podcast is not very liberal or conservative, so I don't think we.
Or international. Keep going. Sorry.
I think we're international. That's our flavor.
Yeah. Australia, baby.
But
yeah.
She's not watching. She's not watching.
6 minutes. 6 minutes. That's all it takes. And you know you're done with me.
Well, that's how most of your college life went.
Yeah.
So hold on, Pizzagate.
Okay. Spit it out. Come on.
I think this became big on Reddit. What I noticed is a lot of these are started on 4chan.
People just want to mess with the internet.
Or drop truths. We don't know. There are some things that are true. There are some weird things. There are perverted things. I think it's unfiltered there on 4chan, bubbling with like weird people and basement dwellers, but also probably some people who are in the know. I don't know. I don't know.
Huh? Could be like Anderson Cooper.
No, I was just going with someone who literally saw an event happen, like someone, like first reporters, like not word of mouth, like someone who actually saw something messed up or something crazy or something weird.
Sir, you were there. He's like, yeah, I was. And then you, could you describe it? There was a guy.
4chan's anonymous.
That's true.
So, I mean, you can say whatever the hell you want, which is dangerous, and you could probably tell the truth sometimes.
There are some nasty things that come out of 4chan. 4chan,
right.
Sorry.
So then I think it makes it into, like, Reddit and Twitter area, and then I think it's stolen and screen capped for Facebook. What I also find interesting is that Facebook shares the most, has the biggest community, obviously, right?
Yeah. Most polar.
Do you think Facebook's also the dumbest medium? Just by proxy, it has the most people.
I don't know, because there was a point where Facebook started though was just like it's a college hookup website, and then family got in there, and then only people that post are people who are trying to sell themselves or promote something. They're not legitimately.
Would you say now the average age of Facebook is much older?
It's probably like in the 40s now, I would assume.
Right. Maybe even high 40s for all we know.
Yeah.
Counting like some 70-year-olds and stuff that are joining. I know like a 94-year-old guy who joined, like, and he's always telling me about it. He's like, how do you get the like button and stuff? And I'm like, who cares? And he's like, well, Mildred just had another grandkid. I don't know. And it disappeared. I'm looking at this page, and all of a sudden, all of a sudden Jimmy from whatchamacall's over here, and I'm like, you change pages. And he's like, I don't know.
I don't know what I'm
But
doing.
but those people are sharing. Like I have an uncle actually. He's super Republican. The only reason I say that is because that's how he defines his life. He's very.
He meets you and he's like,
Yeah, that's the first thing he tells you is that he believes in the Constitution and he's super Republican. You're like, I was just asking for your name. So he's new to Facebook as of a year ago, maybe 2. I think a year and a half.
And he just posts all the obnoxious things.
Oh my God, he shares everything that comes across his table, and like it's like, jeez. But do you think that's where most of these shares are coming from? Some bots, and then some people who just share everything they kind of agree with.
If you want good luck for the rest of your life, please pass on to 10 friends.
Chain letters, man. I remember chain emails.
I used to get so many of those, and I still do somehow. And it's all from old people. Because
You
they're
get
so
chain
freaking
emails?
gullible. Yeah. I get chain
I wish I got
messages
chain emails. Oh, dude, that's
from
awesome.
old people.
I for a while, a phase of my life where I would literally send them and be like, the subject would be like, LOL, just kidding, but like really I was sending it to 15 people, wishing for luck or that I didn't die. Now I almost welcome them. I'm like, oh, please, 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 and I'm like, let this be a chain letter. And if it is, I'm like, yes, and then I hit delete and be like, kill me, kill me, kill me, die, die, die.
You need to make a bot that will email that person back 15 times.
Separate emails.
I can't believe that's not a thing.
Maybe defining the chainmail is tougher for a thing if it. They all have like the same format, right?
Yeah, they pretty much are. Yeah, the Sudanese prince wants all of your money, but he's gonna give you most of his, which is a lot more than what you have.
It is.
So donate it all right now so you can get money back. And forward to 10 friends.
Or else. I did want to read. What's the interesting thing here?
It's a lot of reading for uninteresting facts. Keep going.
No, this is an interesting fact. So we were just saying Facebook might not be the smartest place on the internet.
Yeah.
But it has the most people, which I think the more people, the stupider something gets. But anyway, do you know what the 5 top fake crime news stories on Facebook were? As in, these were reported as crimes that you could click the article and read. But they never happened. There was no credence in fact. They never. It was just a made-up story that was a crime. They just happened to be crimes that were shared the most.
Hit it.
1.765 million shares on Facebook. This one headline, and the article might not even exist. Woman arrested for defecating on boss's desk after winning the lottery. That's awesome. I would share that.
Yeah, I would share that. I enjoy that. I would like to defecate.
Without reading. So hold on. All the fake news stories were political. Very Trump, anti-Trump, pro-Trump, anti-liberal, whatever.
Yeah.
These fake news stories or crime stories have a different theme. Number 2 with 760,000 shares. Cinnamon roll can explodes inside man's butt during shoplifting incident. Oh, I would share that. That's really good. Right?
How do you know it was a cinnamon roll?
He's just, I can smell it. He was just walking out and then.
That classic pop.
That classic fan pop. Oh boy. This actually kind of, before I cut to a side too far, I just got a text from someone who interrupted the podcast.
Oh no.
His name's the Hooge. He's texting me about Final Fantasy. I don't know why. It's a game that's been out for years.
Yeah.
What I will say about him real quick, though, is this last story about the cinnamon bun. Do you know he pays girls not to eat cinnamon rolls out of his butt, but to sprinkle cinnamon on his butt?
Huh.
His beehole. Excuse me.
I thought it was
Because,
nutmeg.
Hold on. He's not. They're not doing anything to it. He just wants them to sprinkle like heaping tablespoons of it onto his butt.
Like
and then he lets it sit there for like an hour. I don't know. I don't know what the girl does.
It's an herbal remedy.
It sure is. Instead of taking it orally, he
You're talking
takes a
about
spice-
grated cinnamon, not like the sticks, right?
he sticks. There's a cinnamon stick, and he has to fill it with nutmeg. And she says, nutmeg. And he says, yeah, I said so. Anyway, it's a thing of his. I wasn't supposed to share it. I know we try and keep him out of the podcast anymore.
Yeah.
He gets in trouble with his girlfriend, who doesn't even know about these other girls giving him nutmeg jobs. Oops. He wins secret. Anyway, that's the hooch for you. Interestingly enough, the third highest shared crime story on Facebook was Florida man dies in meth lab explosion. Sounds cool.
It's a drug one.
After lighting farts on fire. Of course.
Wow.
I got number 4 and 5, folks. Number 4. Police find 19 white female bodies in freezers with Black Lives Matter carved into the skin. That one's dark. I thought they were all
It's
joking.
really dark. There's nothing funny about that one at all.
It was dark. I skipped that one. And the last one, which had 440,000 shares, but was not a real story at all. Woman stabbed her husband to death because he wouldn't eat her ass. And ass is an all exclamation point or all capital.
How do you share something like that?
I don't know. But what I notice is our crime stories seem to want to be comedy. We think that's funny.
I think real crime is comedy.
Well, no, these crime stories. We want to share the comedic ones. When it comes to politics, we want to share the most polarizing thing.
Well, I think the crime ones there's a pretense there because you're concerned, and then by the end you're not.
Oh, you're like, women found dead because cinnamon roll exploded in 8.
They're like, but the political ones are just pushing an agenda.
Mm-hmm. So I thought an interesting thing that ties it all together is almost gossip, like word of mouth. We almost can't gossip anymore over the phone. You know what I mean? Old ladies would call each other and gossip.
True.
Well, this is our new gossip, right?
Yeah, they could be sitting next to you on the bus and they'd be texting each other like, "Hey, this guy, he's got a cliffhanger sticking out his nose." They're not going to be like, shh, 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 shh. They're just going to be like, beep,
beep, beep, beep, beep, beep, beep, beep, beep, beep, beep, beep, beep. Yeah. The other weird thing is, the polarization of politics is getting pretty. You all right? Give me signals. I get it.
Beep.
It just seems very polarizing.
Okay.
What is that?
Ding.
Oh, were you trying to get a ding in there? It didn't work. I really had no idea what you were doing.
Oh, I was telling you about your cliffhanger.
What the hell are you talking about? I don't have anything.
You can see yourself. It's fine. I was just messing with you.
Son of a bitch. I hate Dan. I like you better when you drink more.
Yeah, more. Yep, keep going.
Oh, people nowadays, even interestingly enough, when I was growing up, I feel like you watched the news station that you liked the look of the people the most. You'd be like, "Oh,
Maybe.
She's smoking hot. I watch Channel 6. Oh, dude, I like the look of that awesome reporter on Channel 10. Like, you know what I mean? You picked the hottest weather girl. You picked whatever. Because all news was essentially the same story, just different people were giving it, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Nowadays, it almost seems like you watch the news that pushes your agenda the most. Like, Fox is very conservative now. Like, almost openly so.
Yeah.
And, like, certain ones are super liberal now. Like,
But they
almost open.
They still have a hot anchor or hot weather person.
Oh, I wasn't denying that, but I'm saying it's changed. You don't just watch it for the hotness. You probably watch it for the lean. If you want to hear pro-Trump, you listen to Fox. You don't listen to, like, I'm trying to think of who's super liberal. Who's CNN? Is CNN super liberal? I don't know.
Yeah. They call it the Clinton News Network, right?
Oh, do they? Oh, nice. CNN. Nice.
Yep.
But, I mean, you watch what you want to hear.
Yeah,
You
and
feed
there's so
into
many,
the loop.
There's so many sources of information. You can just be like, nope, yep, take that one.
Right. So all news, in a way, is fake news because you're feeding yourself what you want to hear. And before, it used to be you would hear from 4 to 5 mediums, and you'd have to pick your favorite or the hottest anchor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's literally thousands, if not millions, and with that track, you can almost find exactly what you're looking for.
I do notice that, like, if you click on any news station, it's always the same kind of category of stuff. And it's never about something that's just small that happened somewhere. Like, you would expect to just say, click a button and say, I want to just see news from places, and it would be all different news. Instead,
like an accident, a killing, a sinkhole, a local thing.
Yeah,
Instead,
local stuff.
It's the slant on the big story that everyone is already talking about.
Yeah, all the towns have all the same news now, but it's all different sources of news, filtered and then given
their lean and lean, however they want to lean it.
The spin.
Yes. I guess it's also because ratings drive money. So at what point is it news? At what point is it ratings? Like, is it just something that makes money?
I don't know. Do you care if you're a news network? I think if you're... Don't you have standards if you're on TV that you have to verify things because they can sue you for it?
Well, I was a journalist major, so there is libel, and libel is also arguable. Most things. I can't give you the exact breakdown.
Alleged.
Like,
they just say alleged all the time.
Right, but also there's as long as they mention their source, then the source becomes liable, not them.
Will they go all the way down to that guy who took one picture and had
well,
one
hold
tweet?
on. Exactly. And if he's the source,
they're off the hook.
And technically, yes, and technically if he never said I saw the people get off the bus and protest Trump, he's not on the hook either.
All the way back.
So who the hell is on the hook?
Nobody.
All the people that shared it, in a way?
There's 20 million people.
Right, and they're not on the hook because there's 20 million anonymous people who retweet, share, and like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've changed the whole news cycle so that now the most important thing is the fastest, the speed of news.
That is true.
And in the speed of news, you lose some verification. You lose some modicum of truth, correct?
I feel like we've talked about this a little bit.
It's probably a common theme. Speed versus accuracy. Crosby has a little of both, but he can't grow a mustache. Think about it.
Yeah,
he lives with an older man. I mean, something weird.
Still?
No, I think he moved out. I think.
To the playhouse in the back.
He's in the pool house.
Yeah.
Do you think you would like him
as a person?
As a person? Yeah, like if you just sat him in a bar and he was like, I know you know him, Sidney Crosby. I don't care. Do you want a beer? And you're like, yeah. And then like you listen to him. Would he be cool? Would he be whiny? I'm so rich and famous, but no one really likes me for me. I don't know.
Why can't I be normal? I want to be a real boy.
He does have a real boy problem going on there. Huh? He has a real boy problem, folks.
I feel like he
problem.
wouldn't
Sorry.
have. I don't know if I've ever had he's ever had an opinion that he stated publicly.
Yes, he did. I don't like him. I just don't like him. Do you remember that?
I don't like him. That was when he sucker punched him in the nuts, right?
After he knocked his glove away.
Oh.
Remember that? He was going to pick up his glove and he swatted it with a stick. That's bush league as hell.
That's pretty bush league. Real boy.
Sidney Crosby has a real boy problem.
I don't like him because he's a real person. He's a real person.
I don't like him because he's real. What number was Chemo Team in it?
4 something.
I'm just testing you, dude. I don't know. I'm pushing your buttons.
Shit. Is it 40? I would say 44, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now I'm questioning myself, but I think it's 44.
Yeah.
How about Darryl Powell? Get his number. I'll give you.
9?
Nah, he was 36.
36.
And he was pre-Zach Ronaldo. I could be wrong. Someone's going to be like, hey, idiot face. Nice job, stupid mother F.
Hey, rapid fire.
Damon Lankow.
10?
I thought it was 17, 18, or 19, and then I was leaning towards 19 or.
It's so
18.
weird when players have the same numbers, and
I know
it's like
they cross over. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're erased.
I think it was 18. 18, I think you're right.
I think it's 18.
Kent Vanderbilt. You'll never get this one.
You know this one. I don't know this
I
one.
know.
It was like a
My
4 or
sister.
something.
My sister wears number 28. Claude Giroux. You like
Yeah,
that?
see, wiped from memory. They use the same damn jerseys every time. We got a bunch of these 28s. What do you want, Kent?
What do
He's
you
like-
want, Kent? Patrick Sharp.
10.
When he was a Flyer.
He's 10.
9. He was 9, wasn't he?
9?
I thought he was 9.
Did he
Either way, you're one number off. I don't know. He could be 10. Yeah, maybe he was 10.
I think he was.
I'm giving you the hard ones, obviously.
Yeah,
Like,
the ones I'll never remember. What about like Billy
ooh,
Tibbetts?
Kyle 43.
Was he
I
really?
don't know.
I
I don't know.
have no
I'm
idea.
making that up. Someone look it up. Kyle Calder. I do know his number.
That guy sucks so bad after being such a hype.
He was the CCR line, baby. It was Calder or Richards, Kyle Calder, and who's the third one?
CCR.
Carter. CCR, yeah. Carter, Richards, and Caldwell. 17, 18, 19, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Carter was 17, Richards 18. Yeah, 17, 18, 19, baby. The CCR line's going to take over the league. Real quick, because I know we're winding down. People are like, I don't give a shit about the Flyers or their old teams. No, keep it in. I want these people to suffer through it. If you don't know Yuri Dopita was number 20, you can shove a fist up your own beehole, folks. Just kidding. We're the Panders. Before we wrap it up, I'm going to have to go without my earpiece for a second, Dave.
Okay.
So if you're talking, just hang tight. I can't hear you.
I
So
will.
if you're screaming no,
It's going to be an
I can't hear
awful noise, I know it.
I don't know. Folks, I've been testing a new product. Fila Mesh. It's made of 68% polyester, and it's the most breathable material ever released on the market.
Blinding.
You're saying Fila, they're out, they're done. They don't even do it anymore. Hey, folks, you're wrong. They still do it, and they do it better than anyone in the goddamn business. The Fila 7718 shirt runs in medium, large, small. Get it any goddamn size you want, okay, folks? You buy this, baby, the most breathable fabric ever crafted. Cold weather running, done. Warm weather running, done. It wicks sweat. It's unstoppable. This thing just drives you to keep running. Some people say it's filled with adrenaline. Some people say cocaine all over the neck part. Just keeps you running. It keeps you running, and it won't stop. It won't give up, and it won't take no for an answer. So you get your Fila shirt at the store today. They come in great colors. Super lemony yellow, super limey yellow, all different colors. What are you trying to say?
Your neckline, where your hair ends, it's kind of sharp.
So I usually grow a little bit here.
Yeah, I was wondering why not.
On my t-shirt. Shave that bad boy.
Oh. You don't feather it in?
No.
Do you brush it because it's all in the same direction?
No, that's natural.
You're trying to make an eagle on your chest?
Interestingly enough, my first car ever was a Firebird, right?
You're going
Do you
Firebird.
know the symbol? No. Do you know the symbol,
it's
the
like
Firebird with the wings? Yeah, the wings out, like a phoenix almost.
Yeah.
If I let it grow, I get a bird's head that goes right here and looks like it's looking to the left and connects to the wings. I don't touch it. I don't maim it. I don't do anything. That's God's literal chest hair he gave me is a Firebird.
Wow.
Anyway, I shave off the Firebird's head because that kind of looks weird under my shirt. So, but yeah, I grow a Firebird chest hair. This is a real story. This is not a joke. This is not a. It's weird.
Firebird is a phoenix, right?
I think so. It's Pontiac Firebird. It's probably it's a phoenix.
Yeah.
They probably didn't have rights to the word, so they were like, "It's
Make
the
it up.
Firebird."
Sunfire bird. Sunfire
Yeah.
bird. Sunbird.
Anyway, folks, that's a great shirt. Pick it up today.
Yeah. How much was that?
$7.99.
At your local.
Wherever homeless people shop, hand-me-down shop, second used goods.
It was your dad's. From the 80s.
It could be. I don't know.
Look at that. You can't even see the color. I can't tell. I can almost tell.
It's yellow.
That's
Yellow.
Yeah, that sheen, man. It's like it's made of like chrome gold or something.
That's when stuff was good, man. When shirts were really made feel
Yeah, pure asbestos. Interesting.
performance. Mesothelioma, call today. Well, I mean, we wrapped up some fake news. We wrapped up some smirk, smiles, and throwbacks, corrections.
Questions?
I think we got-
Send off? I think we can say check the website. It's over there.
Where's the website? Oh, it's right
I
up.
moved it. I moved up here.
Jeez, I like it up here.
Yeah.
That's the website, folks.
Unpanders.com.
On panders.com. Check myself out here.
It's okay.
Damn. That's incredible.
Yeah.
What? Forgot you were still there, folks.
that's interesting. Yeah. We do like you.
Folks, we like you. We like you.
Check us out on our socials. See you later.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Dan.
And I'm Nick.
And we are the Unpanderers.
Panderers.
See ya.